Hey everyone, I thought I'd share with you some of my favourite plants in this side garden. Number one would have to be Sedum Autumn Joy. It's such a special plant. It's really hardy. It copes well with very little water and copes well with the heat. But it's also got this lush foliage which gives a cooling effect during those warmer months. It's also fantastic for propagating. So at this time of year, being spring, you can snap this off, take off the bottom half of the leaves, put this in the ground, and come summer, it'll send up a new shoot. You end up possibly with one or two flowers. Come winter, because it's a perennial, it'll die back and it'll be a sort of straw colour, which I still think is quite beautiful. Chop it back, and then next spring it'll send up 5 or 6 new stems with heaps of flowers. The flowers start as a green and transition through to a crimson colour come autumn. The bees absolutely love it and it looks spectacular in the garden. Another plant that I'm loving at the moment is called Bolotta. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it is this soft foliage plant. The stem is that white, sort of nearly furry colour. It looks like one of those, and feels like one of those pipe cleaners that you might get in a craft store. It's a clumping plant. You do need to keep it reasonably trimmed, so I try to give it a regular trim. I've planted 3 of them just behind me here. But they're a lovely contrast with some of the other deeper green plants in the garden. Certainly one to grab. Another favourite at this time of year is Echiums. So you can see here, possibly, hopefully it's in focus, this cone-shaped flower. It has a whole lot of pink and purple petals. It drops them probably in another few weeks. They'll disappear, and then it becomes this green flower, and I actually don't trim it back at that point. I love it because we've got so many pencil pines with a similar sort of form and shape, and so all of a sudden you have this smaller version of the pencil pine through the garden, giving some vertical interest. So I'm a big fan of that. Another plant that I'm loving at the moment is prostrate rosemary. So we've got some of the bush-shaped plant as well in the veggie patch. I ball those up and it's good for cooking, but I do like the prostrate form because we're on a slope, and if you keep it regularly trimmed, it looks like it's sort of oozing out of the hill, down across paths under English box balls. It smothers out weeds really nicely. It's pretty fuss-free, and you also get a lovely mauve sort of coloured flower during the year as well. So that's one to watch. The other one that I love is Echinops. They're not out as a flower at the moment. They take a little bit to establish during spring, but come summer they send out this ball, and it's a green flowered shape, ball-shaped flower, sorry, that transitions from green through to purple come December, and then by late December, usually in time for New Year's Eve, it explodes with all these fine purple petals like a firework, and looks quite amazing when you plant it en masse. The bees absolutely love it. Very spectacular. So hopefully there are some plants there. There might be 1 or 2 that you don't currently have that you might like to include in your garden.